Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Greetings from Hong Kong.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good to see everybody. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Christopher.
Yes.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
Hi.
Hello.
I'm not doing anything. No, nothing. Definitely not deploying right now. Ignore me.
Like your setup today.
You look like
You know, I
Yeah.
couldn't some weird thing was going on with my AirPods. They wouldn't connect to my laptop for some reason, and I eventually realized that I was going to be late if I didn't just do something else. So I just grabbed the headset. And in fairness, it's not my fault we're late today, but
It's
it's
true.
long, so
It's not.
it's one of the systems we use. But anyway, hello everyone. Happy February. Happy
Yeah. February
happy
13th.
I feel like I look like some kind of, I don't know. I feel like I look like some streamer. Like
You do.
at any given moment, I'm gonna start playing Factorio or something, and like ta-da.
Yeah.
You look like you belong on Twitch, and you know what? All that's missing is like a cube, a tesseract behind you, and a neon sign, and maybe a cat ears or something.
The day that cat ears happen is going to be quite a day indeed. Probably never, but you know what you say never before one of you guys makes me a bet when I'm not thinking, and then you force me to do it. But I will say I actually I've been working on a little art project in my spare time. I got some LEDs, and I'm trying to get like a little UpRock logo printed so I can have like a little light up UpRock logo on the wall in the
Cool.
background. I think we should just be able to like print it on like a semi-transparent sheet and make a little box, and I don't know. So it feels like a little art project. I haven't really made any progress on my art project. It's more like an idea than an actual
Yeah.
project, you know.
Well, I think it's gonna look really cool. I need to work on that too. I need
Hey,
something
hey.
behind me that's more than just like, well, when I'm at in Seattle, that's more than just my thermostat. I need something cool to look at. So I'll get some inspiration from you.
Yeah, I don't have my I have a cool background with my cello, but I haven't had that in a while.
Yeah.
Right.
We were going to show up the background of Hong Kong, but it looks like it's a little dark now. You can't see much. So anyway, so we are here in Hong Kong, guys. Jesse and I have been on our world tour since Abu Dhabi.
And since Romania with Chris and the crew and the fam and Diana, and then Malaysia with we'll talk about a little bit later, but Kuala Lumpur for the Jupiter event, and now here Consensus, but primarily Solana APAC. And then we're about to head out right before Chinese New Year starts. So
yes,
it's all the festivities are getting crazy, but everyone tends to head home and things start shutting down.
You know what tomorrow is, by the way, guys?
What's that?
Christopher, do you know what tomorrow is?
Friday.
Oh my, I feel so bad for you. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
All right.
No, tomorrow is most certainly not Valentine's Day.
You are going to be in trouble.
Oh crap. How do we do daylight savings go backwards? Huh? Like 1 day savings.
I guess it's already tomorrow for you. Tomorrow is not Valentine's for me.
Oh crap.
The day after tomorrow is Valentine's for me.
You're right. It's Friday for me. Okay, so you're safe, Christopher. You are not. But
you know what? You know what the best Valentine in the world is?
What?
Working hard and succeeding for the family.
Yeah,
that's my theory, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
If you guys see me with a black eye next week, you know why.
Oh, you can say, honey, I was working on our bags. I was working on securing generational wealth.
Yeah,
as they say.
We definitely need people to work on our bags because it is pretty rough out there on the market.
It hurts. It hurts.
So the only red you want to see is Valentine's cards and nice red envelopes of nice big bags.
See, but that's such an Asian thing, is the red envelopes.
Yeah.
As a white boy from the US, I had no idea about that before I was in, I think, Hong Kong actually this time of year, and certainly seen it in mainland as well. Maybe explain for all the people. I know our it's not really our region of the week right now, but if you want to explain some of the Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year traditions, it's super cool. Hong Kong, there's a lot of great cities in Asia, but for Chinese New Year, it's hard to beat Hong Kong. It's like epic, like from a movie.
It's really excited. There's a big near where we're staying. There's a big lunar fair going on. It's completely packed, or it was. I think they cleared it out for the night, but it's really fun. We used to work and live in mainland China for a while. So in mainland China, I'm sure every region has their own, their way of celebrating the New Year. But in mainland China, the country's so large and people are moving from all over the country to work. So it takes a long time to get back home. So often it would be like, a 2-week vacation. It's a big deal. So because it takes a long time to get back home and the country's so big, usually you expect everything kind of shuts down and at least while we live there, shut down for 2 weeks.
Yeah, sometimes 3, more like 3 sometimes.
Sometimes
like
3.
A week to get home, week to hang out, week to get back.
Yeah.
It's nuts,
No, and the red envelopes are always wonderful.
Hey, first time.
I think those are usually reserved for unmarried and children. So I don't think you qualify anymore, Christopher. You now have to
but what is a red envelope? You need to explain.
It's full of cash.
Yeah, cash.
Exactly. They're red envelopes with money in them. I stayed at a hotel one time where they gave, when I checked in right at the beginning of Chinese New Year, they had a red envelope with chocolate coins in it, like with those little gold foil chocolate coins. And I was like, this is a very fun way to lean into the tradition and like, make all the guilos and make all the gaijin feel comfortable, or at least understand what the heck is going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those gold coins that you would get, those chocolate gold coins.
Wow. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but I would just test coins often, just in case that silver dollar might actually have chocolate. So I bid a lot of coins as a kid, hoping for the chocolate.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, we have a lot to go over, to go through. We weren't here last week because, well, it's our 89th. Here, actually, let me put this back on the screen. It is our 89th weekly call, and we weren't here last week because your girl got real sick. I don't know what happened. Well, I know what happened to me. I was in Kuala Lumpur in KL at a great after party hosted by, of course, the wonderful folks at Jupiter. And we were just in a small space, and I get sick easy. I have no immune system. So I probably shared a shot glass or a chaser or something with a lot of people. And I paid for it. It kicked my ass. So I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. I would not have been very fun to listen to or look at with tissue stuffed up my nose. So that's why we are only on 89 this week, not 90.
Well, glad you're doing better. I think the key is whiskey helps because it kills germs, and so you never get sick.
Well, I did vodka and I still got sick.
All right. Well, then you ain't doing it right then. Something's wrong.
Well, it was actually not only me either, though, because on the team separately, we had a few other team members who were sick too. Although that doesn't really affect the weekly live stream since they don't have to be on the screen. But there's apparently some flu that's going around.
Yep.
So if you guys haven't got your flu yet or your illness, it's coming. It's coming for you.
Yep.
I got it already. It was no fun.
No fun.
Yeah. By the way, Junior Castagna will let you know this is a good live stream to actually tune into today because we got a lot of project updates. So it's the beginning of 2026. All of last year was all about building up the network and the knowledge abstraction layer and the community. We had over 3 million installs last year and building up the engine. So this year is about building the AI tools and the product that the DePIN community is actually fueling, that you guys are actually fueling with the apps. So we're going to talk about that today. We've been talking about that a little bit in last month as well, but big updates in February. So we're gonna show some stuff today. So glad you tuned in. That's a great question because I'd be asking the same thing if I was an UpRock user for several months. So okay.
All right. Well, let's get into what we've got going on, guys. It's a weekly call number 89. The topic is AI ready knowledge. And usually this is top corners for country of the week. but we have an update on that. But for now, it's search is something's going on with search here. We'll go into details on that in a minute.
Okay.
Our agenda. Let's talk about what happened over at CatLumpurr, Solana APAC, where we are right now in HK. We have Central America Week, which was last week. I wasn't here. We weren't here on the live stream to announce that, but it was all over the X and in the apps. But Central America Week, we have Africa Week, Africa Rising. We'll talk about some DePIN revenue. Wonderful new report from the Syndica folks.
Yep.
We'll get into some product updates, and that's where a lot of the meat and potatoes are today, this week, or the product updates.
Sounds good.
We'll wrap up and well, I'm going to go to sleep because it's almost 2 a.m. here in HK. But we got a couple hours before that happens.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's get into it. CatLumpurr. So my first time in Malaysia, in KL, Kuala Lumpur, for this event from Jupiter.
Yeah, so that was awesome. We got to see Girk, one of the Rocketeers.
Oh, that was so
fun. That
fun.
was pretty great to see him in person. Jupiter, if you guys aren't familiar, for the folks that are new, Jupiter is where we launched our token. So we actually won the contest at Jupiter LFG Launchpad a little over a year and a half ago or so now. And that actually kicked off momentum for everything. That was how we got our support with Borderless Capital around the same time, with Animoca, with Draper Dragon. That plus a couple other announcements with early partners really helped kick off our organic growth. Our install rate per day went just like skyrocketed from, maybe a couple thousand. Now we're doing 20,000 installs a week, which is pretty wild. And so those are the kind of metrics and healthy signs of a project you want to look for. Are people excited to earn the token? Are they installing the app? Is the app growing? Are users growing? And so that is all been strong since the Jupiter Launchpad days. So it was really great to just be back at CatLumpurr. This is their big one. They're really inspiring because they ship a lot. So if it's all recorded, you can check on YouTube if you want to see what they shipped or follow their feed. Two things that stand out for me at the place was they're just making it a lot faster for just unified APIs for a lot of people to build on top of Jupiter's infrastructure. So they launched a bunch of stuff around that. Also, making it easier for the future of agents to be able to use Jupiter's products. And then some new announcements around prediction markets. So they're partnering with a prediction market company. I forget to say Polymarket or Kashi, one of those. But they're getting into prediction markets, helping swaps with that. That's really interesting for us because with prediction markets, you want off-chain and on-chain data. And so with off-chain data, obviously that can be powered by UpRock network because we can provide real-time, recurring, remixable web intelligence that can help you find the alpha for anything you're betting on or predicting. So that's pretty cool. And besides that, we ate pretty well. That was really great.
Oh gosh, the food.
Huh?
I love KL. It's another great city.
Honestly, of all the night markets and of all the Asian night markets, I think Malaysia is the best. Taiwan's good, Korea's good, but just a sheer mix of flavors and like Indian, Malay, local Malay. Then they have Chinese, Thai, Vietnamese, Korean, and then they have a lot of fusion stuff. So you had Japanese ramen, but it had a slight curry taste to it. It's a lot of fusion, but like one major street had everything, and it was pretty good price too. So
yeah. It was a wonderful event, very fun, great after party, worth getting sick for. I think Jupiter's shipping a lot. They got a lot of great news. First thing that we saw when we got off the airplane at the airport was this big billboard or screen about CatLumpurr. And even some of the buildings, there's a building that was playing their animation on the building, the entire skyscraper. And it's cool. Really cool to see. And it's just like thinking, that's for me. I'm going to do that. That's what I want. I want that. Where should the UpRock tower be? Like honestly, it's very inspiring to see. Very inspiring.
Yeah. They took over whole skyscrapers. So that will be UpRock. Yep.
Yes.
Damn sure.
Yes. I would say, even though everything was great, and it was also cool to see, what they're building, what they've got coming down the pipeline. But my favorite part, aside from the food, was meeting our dear Girk in person. That was really cool. We also saw Will there too. Will, the ambassador in France, he was there as well.
Yep.
But it was really cool to see put some faces to the names, or see people in person. So I really love that. I don't know if Greg's in the chat today, but if you are, man, it was really cool to see you.
Yeah, it was awesome. So many people voted for us at Jupiter. So it was just cool to go up to the community there, and people are still remember that time, and also voted for us. They showed us the apps. They had a lot of questions in person, how to earn more. That's always a question that comes up, how to earn more. But yeah, it was really good to be there. And then plus a lot of developers showed up, because a lot of people from Jupiter, also Meteora, obviously they're different company, but they're similar owners. So they were there too. And so, but it was really great for us to talk to a lot of folks that are building agentic experiences with crypto. And there was a couple of posts on X this week that went really viral around AI and crypto too, and how crypto is exactly what AI needs, because agents can't create an account with Wells Fargo or Chase Bank. You know, it can only do that with crypto. And so it's like, it's actually the perfect marriage right now to have. It's good. And as you guys know, Jupiter took off because they just made things so liquid. And so when you can make not just a transfer of money liquid, but you also make transfer of data more liquid, with agents being able to pay for things they need, whether it's services or platforms like UpRock, more liquid means just more opportunities, and things just take off crazy from there. So that was really interesting, to those kind of conversations. Yeah.
Oh, I also want to mention too, he wasn't at this show, but we did meet up with one of our teammates in Vietnam, was able to fly out. And so we had a nice working session for a few days. That was amazing to hang out with Quansum. So we had a good time with him. It was after CatLumpurr. We just had a good few days together. Drew asked, were there a lot of cats there? You know what? No, not really. They're really surprising. I was like hoping. I feel like the little misleading, the name there. There were no cats. I didn't see any cats. I saw a couple of cats on the street, but nothing like Istanbul. Nothing like Istanbul. Nobody compares to Turkey. Turkey's amazing. They win. For the cats. All right. So that was CatLumpurr, Kuala Lumpur. Now we are in Hong Kong for Solana Accelerate APAC. Oh, so when we flew in, it was a wonderful treat when we landed, because I turn on my phone, I get connected to my data, get my text from T-Mobile, congratulations, international roaming plan, blah, blah, blah. Check X. What do I see? The Seahawks won the Super Bowl.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Did you bet, Chris?
Did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't bet a penny. I will admit, I was deep in things. I was deep in things over the weekend, working on getting stuff out. And given how late it was here, I turned it on in the background to watch the first little bit. And I must confess that after the first half, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, I found myself rather sort of over the game. I mean, the Seahawks came out and dominated. I guess based on the final score, the Patriots must have come back and had a little bit of scoring action. I read it was towards the very end of the game, but yeah, it wasn't. I mean, I guess it's a good game when your defense is that good, but it sort of takes away much of the excitement of it when it's just like tossing the ball back and forth and not a lot of points getting put up on the board and all that kind of stuff. So,
well, it was a night, because the last time we played, the Seahawks played the Patriots at the Super Bowl. The Patriots dominated the Seahawks, so it was nice to experience it the other way. There was a big parade in Seattle, but anyway, I digress. That was what I got to land to when we landed in Hong Kong. Real quick, Reika you did this in the personal, in the team chat too. She keeps responding with a tennis ball. I think Reika's the new Sasho when it comes to football. Now she's going with tennis. She's giving us tennis balls.
Sports ball. I think that's to represent sports ball. That's a sports ball icon. Woo! Yay, sports ball.
Well, anyway, it's not like I don't really follow football or tennis or nothing. But if it's the Seahawks, I do. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I got to land to in Hong Kong for Accelerate. This was a good show. So this is at the same time as Consensus. Accelerate was the 1 day, Consensus 2 days. It was really great because they were right next to each other.
Yep.
Like really in the same convention center. And it was a good, I think it was a good show. I mean, it's obviously smaller than Consensus because it's Consensus is 2 days long.
Yeah, Consensus is all the chains. So it's
yeah,
crazy.
Everything.
You know, but actually we never go to Consensus, like the show, because honestly, we've never really paid for the trips conventions anymore. We don't get any value from like the booths. It's all the side events where all the alpha is. And this time Solana APAC had a cost, but then at the last minute they decided to make it free for people who are qualified. I guess people who are building or something. So they had some kind of vetting process, but we were able to get the Solana APAC free. So that's nice. But yeah, they're right next to each other. And it was pretty huge. And I think the side events were still the best. Yeah. So same thing there. We met a lot of folks building with agentic wallets. Crypto and AI was on people's minds a lot. Like I said, if you go on X right now, there's a lot of conversations around crypto and AI. And so that was really interesting. And so for us, we were looking at talking to customers for prediction markets and agentic wallets. Those two topics came up over and over again when we talked about our insight engine and insight stacks the most. Yeah, so that was great. We also got to hang out with the Monkey DAO guys. I had lunch with them. Saw some of our early backers. Saw Ad and Jin from one of our initialized ventures. I saw the folks from Animoca Brands were there too. So that was great. So it's always good to get some FaceTime. And
and Soulflare, like first thing you'd see when you walk in.
Soulflare guys, we're talking to them.
Great.
Yep. And we went to, and also went on an after party with SNS Domain. So we own UpRock.Soul, and so they're the guys that do the Soul crypto domains. And so they threw a pretty epic party, and they had a really good networking event there as well. And that was pretty cool.
So you've mentioned a couple of times agentic wallets. Why don't you, Drew asked here, agentic wallets. Why don't you tell us about what you mean here?
Well, essentially, everyone's experimenting with this because the UI and is pretty new, and everyone's trying to figure out how do you get people to be comfortable using an agent to do swaps for you. And so now that kind of Claude, the OpenClaw project has taken the world by storm with over 150,000 stars on GitHub. I think people are starting to see that a lot of folks are pretty interested in using agents and giving up a lot of permissions, like kind of dangerous to have an agent that's pretty magical. So whether that's doing swaps or keeping a lookout. And so if it's agentic, you're gonna be able to talk to it like natural language. So saying, hey, I just got the secret token. Tell me more about secret token. Tell me more about the secret phone. How much should I sell? Should I buy? Should I stake it? Tell me and keep me updated if I should sell it. So those are kind of questions that you would think you would want to ask an agent to do, or like, tell me about Bonk token. Keep me updated, or tell me if I should buy it or not. Is it sell or buy? So those are probably common questions people have. And then where it gets even more complicated is like prediction markets, where everyone can bet on anything that's happening on anything. And so you might want to say, hey, I'm going to do a prediction market on the Seahawks game or the Super Bowl. And so you might want to have an agent keep them updated on anything related to the game, any injuries, any other places, what the odds are on different sites, how polymarket odds are, what our cashies markets, betting markets are, outcomes are, everywhere. And then use all that to kind of summarize it and then give you an opinion of like, here's what I think you should do. Yeah.
So you're saying agentic wallets doing things like swapping, buying tokens, like that seems
swapping, buying tokens, staking. Essentially, it's because it's so good at personalizing education for anybody. They can break down complicated crypto concepts for people. And so it could really unlock and onboard the next billion if done well. So no one has actually seen a really great agentic wallet yet. Even the big companies, Coinbase, even Jupiter, Soulflare, Phantom, I think they're all kind of experimenting and dabbling in it. Some are actually just holding off and waiting for someone else to get right first.
It makes you think like what would it need to be able to do to give a user the confidence? What would it need to give users the confidence to do that? I'm thinking for myself, prediction markets I get. Predictions I get. But for myself, even just sending using AI to write an email and send it on my behalf, an email?
Yeah.
No, I'm not ready for that. And so I would imagine I would feel a lot more trepidation with a wallet making transactions on my behalf.
Yeah, but that's changing so fast.
I know it's going to change. What do you guys think that is? What do you think it's going to be that will meet that threshold, the minimum threshold, so people will want to?
I think just use it. Staking, betting. If you're already willing to spend $10 on a bet and you're willing to lose it, people are probably going to be okay with that. Because it's the same thing as setting a rule like sell when the price goes this low. So, but you can already tell people are using. It's just moving so fast. People are willing. People want AI to use. To do their emails now. If you say,
I think you know, I think one of the big things with this is it's like I do think the X402 thing and all of that kind of thing, the ability to do more you know, more transactional stuff like accessing APIs, accessing resources, all kinds of that thing, because that's the kind of thing that agents really need. I mean, I know there's a huge focus in the crypto space right now on prediction markets, but I really think that you know, when it comes to agents, it's going to be much more about accessing resources and getting things done.
Yeah, exactly. That will unlock it. So, and X402, that's also really taking off. And so we partner with Corbits.dev. If you guys don't know this, we already have support for Solana, Base, Monad, and Polygon for X402 payments with the crawler API. So that's pretty cool. And actually, the announcement for that will go out pretty soon. I think we're going to get some love on that too from the Solana community. So, but yeah, X402 can be used for. I mean, you'll probably be implemented everywhere. You probably might even see it on big shopping sites like Amazon and Walmart. So, but yeah, it was overall, it's a really good, it was really great event. I think Solana APAC, I would say, you know, every Solana event just getting better and better, really quality builders. Even though February has been really bad overall for a token price and everyone's like anxiety and a lot of uncertainty. When you go to these events, people are still building really heads down, showing demos, showing product, making deals done. And so those are the kind of the metrics I always care about to look at too. So, yeah.
I mean, that is true. There was everywhere. People are feeling a little bit down or feeling down.
Yeah.
But there's also the defiant, like, well, I'll bloody show you. I'm gonna succeed. So I love that. Separate the wheat from the chaff.
All right.
It's one of those times. All right. Well, let's go on to next. We have Country Week. So as I said, we weren't here last week to tell you on the live stream, but you saw it on the app and you saw it on X and Telegram that our region of the week last week was Central America. So from February 2nd to February 9, anyone who was physically in Central America got double their earnings. And there was nothing they had to do, just keep that running in the background. So that was for you at Central America. Te amo, right? Te amo. Te amo, Central America. This week, though, we start off with country, then we did region. Now we did a whole continent.
We might be overdoing it a little bit.
Yeah,
we might be. Well, next one is going to be the whole planet, and then the whole solar system, then the galaxy, and then it's going to be a lot. But anyway, Africa, it is your week, and from February 9 until the 16th, so you got a few more days of that. If you are in the what do they call it, the cradle of civilization? The continent of Africa, you get double your earnings this week. There's nothing you got to do. Just keep the app running in the background. But there are things you can do to increase your earnings. For example, take advantage of the Rocket Booster. That's where you answer surveys, play games. Anything that you do will double. Those will give you a reward of UPT as well as a boost. And depending on the amount of the reward, that extends your boost. It can be anywhere from 12 hours to 2 days to 3 days. So go do that and keep the app running in the background and you get double your earnings.
Yep.
Those boosts are a boost on your earn rate. So as long as you have those, and you can do a bunch, you can answer a whole bunch of surveys or play a whole bunch of games and keep increasing your boost. So I highly encourage you to do so. We're calling it Africa Rising Week. So here's some more information on X for you guys to take a look if you want to know more about our region, our continent of the week. I see Gray in the chat. Happy to see Africa here. Africa representing. Morrow representing.
Yeah, we actually have a ton of community members in Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's growing strong. So
yes.
It's awesome. And it's like a very mobile first communities there too. It's like the phone was actually the first real like a smart device, not a laptop. And so you're doing a lot. People are doing a lot. It's a
super mobile first community.
Yeah, so they're doing a lot from their phones, which is awesome. So yeah, I've never been. So that's one entire continent that we need to at least check out. Yeah, you've been to a couple of different cities there, right, Chris? Yourself. So.
I've been. I won't say all over Africa, but yeah, pretty spread out. I've been to a couple of countries in North Africa and a couple on the I guess the east side, and then South Africa.
Yeah.
I have never been. I'd love to see it one day.
You know where I haven't been that I really want to go though is West Africa, like Nigeria or Ghana or any of the countries around there. It seems like a super vibrant place, and it just haven't really made it there.
Oh yeah, my friend. We have a friend in Seattle. Sometimes he's in the chat. He's the Seattle Roz, not Sir Roz, but there's another Roz in our chat sometimes. And he's from the Ivory Coast. So we've been talking about going visit with his wife and visit his family over in the Ivory Coast. For how he describes it, it sounds beautiful.
That's the best. If you have a local to show you around, perfect.
Yeah, dude, he speaks like 4 or 5 languages.
Yeah.
Everybody here speaks a lot of languages.
Yeah.
I'm here in Southeast Asia, and I'm like struggling with just English. And everyone's like, you got to think about KL. Back to KL. If you want to watch a movie in Malaysia, you have to know English, Malaysian, English, Cantonese, Mandarin,
probably
Tamil. It's just so many languages. It's and
that's
I'm just struggling with English.
I went to a theater, and you have to know all 5. Some of the jokes or some of the sentences, you use like all 5 languages to set up a joke. Yeah.
Yeah. So Backbeat, are you in? What country are you in? Are you in Ivory Coast? Send us some pics if you are. I would love to see it. One of these days I'll be there. All right, Africa. So it's your week. So keep those earnings up. And you got until the 16th, and you double your earnings then. Yes. Nice. All right. Well, I also wanted to point. This is a great segue here because I wanted to highlight this this comment from Junior Castagna. I see Spaceman, you already addressed it, but because I said here are some ways you can increase your earn rate, and that's things like playing games. And so, Junior, first of all, thank you for being an OG and being here since earlier on. We really appreciate that you were there then and that you're here now. And I like hearing your comment here, or I like that you leave a comment here so we can address it. So you were saying that, UpRock looks like to you a free cash app, or, hosting games and offer walls. The DePIN days are gone. Sad face. Strongly disagree. DePIN days are not gone. They're just getting started. But what UpRock is, how we're using our DePIN, how we're using our network is to feed. We need a very healthy network, right? All you guys contributing and earning, and that feeds to run tasks for our B2B product. But how are we going to get you to make it worth your while, right? It's just earning just to have it running in the background. Great, you can do that. But we also want to help you boost your earnings. So there's optional ways to boost the earnings. And that's things like running the free, playing games or answering service. But those are all completely optional.
Magic receipts.
Those are all completely optional. You can still just contribute your unused compute, but there are a lot of people who ask, well, I'd like to do more. How can I increase it?
Right.
And so because of our tokenomics, any money that we're bringing in revenue, half of that goes back into, well, I'll share it here. Let me bring it up.
40% goes back into the community, at least.
Yeah.
And so when we're bringing in that money for these offers, that you can, optional for you if you want to participate in those, then that goes back to you, that goes back to the community, go back to buyback and burn. So it's a very healthy tokenomics. So we want to bring more reasons for people to earn more. ways to earn more.
Yep.
And stay active, because that healthy DePIN, that healthy network of all the people sharing their unused compute, contributing on their phones, then that gives us a healthy network so we can run great tasks and jobs for the B2B customers.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you get paid for as well.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's like, and especially it's even more important on iPhone, because iPhone tends to close the app really quickly, while Android you can leave it running on. So it's a lot more, it's easier to actually earn while you sleep on Android, while on iOS actually kills the app pretty frequently. And so you want to install the widget, because that helps keep sending notifications. It's also just more convenient. You can see your earn rate. It keeps the app just running a little bit longer. But then also the games and surveys, it's a fun way for doing something you're already doing on your phone. Everyone always plays games, or most people are doing games just to kill time. But surveys are an additional way, because they actually pay out pretty well. And those are also good ways for us to see that the app's running, so that while you're playing those games and surveys, we can send you more tasks in the background. So it's even more important on iOS, while on Android, you can, we still have the same booster program, but that's also why we do it. So it's optional, but the payouts are really good. And it just makes it a fun way, like Jen said, to keep people engaged.
Yeah.
And then when you open the app too, if you can notice, there's a little button that has Rocket Chat. So Rocket Chat is going to be powered by Rocket AI, and that's coming soon. And also going to be powered by the same DePIN network, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, so it is, like I said, last year was all about building the supply side of the DePIN network. So making sure the network's strong. A lot of people who do TGE, they don't tell you this, but there's a lot of websites and content out there that teach you how to launch a great token, and here's how to do it, and here's how you do tokenomics and all that stuff. There's very little information or advice on what happens after TGE. They never really talk about that. And so a lot of projects do just a lot of attention. They want the community to, hype it up. And then after TGE, their entire company goes quiet and silent. You never hear from them, really. And so we knew that for us, just to have an app that just earns just token would never be enough long term. There has to be other reasons for you to actually keep engaged. This is why we do a live stream every Thursday. This is why we're building the infrastructure, the knowledge abstraction layer, which is part of our original white paper. Good things take time to build. And then I'll say also that staying engaged and talking about what we're building. This is our kind of our stand up with the community to talk about every week's release. So yeah, I think I would say today is a good time for you to tune in.
Do we have things to show you today? If you want to know what's happening with DePIN, today is the day.
Exactly.
Today is the day. That is great. Yep. Yeah. So stay tuned. And before we dive deeper into what we're doing, let's talk about very quickly. There's a new report from Syndica. It's a deep dive in Solana DePIN. So if you are curious and about what's going on, and not just with us, but other projects on Solana, DePIN projects on Solana, Syndica is a great place to get started. They do these reports once a month. Sometimes they do it a couple times, maybe once every 2 months, but they're very consistent with this. Go check that out. We met the researcher for this deep dive report in Abu Dhabi, and he's going to join us on the live stream. Not today. I was hoping we could do it last week, but again, your girl got sick. And then this week was just not a good time to we had other things. I didn't reach out to him. So maybe next week we can have him on.
Yeah.
We'll try to coordinate that so he could give us some more. Yeah, we could go through the report in detail.
Give us some more, deep insights.
Yeah, insights on that. But for now, guys, take a look. Here's the link. Go check it out. Here we go. Highlight that. Go check out the report from Syndica. It's on our X. It's on theirs as well. Obviously theirs, but we reposted it as well. So we I love seeing this report, and I love that they include us, and it's really great. We see just real quick, we'll see on-chain DePIN protocols generated on-chain about 17 million in 2025. That's awesome.
Yep.
And so they look at a handful of projects, including us, Helium, Rendered Network, Hive Mapper, Nadix, XNet, and GeoNet. Also, Daba Network is on there a lot. Helium. Did I say Helium? Helium Mobile? Yeah.
Yep.
So it's great. This latest report, there's a lot of great stuff. As I'm scrolling down from Helium Mobile, I mean, 2025 was a really great year for them. Also, Daba Network. WeRoam was cool. So I've been using WeRoam a lot while we've been overseas.
Roam's a cool DePIN project.
Yeah, Roam.
And Helium is one of the OGs. Talking about good things take time, and they've actually been around for years. And now they're just really taking off after a few years, many years actually. And in the beginning, they weren't even a crypto company. They actually shifted to launching a token, I think a few years after they launched, something like that, if I remember the history correctly. But yeah, they're really taking off with their latest products. So
yeah, it's great. There's the great report, and yeah, hopefully we'll have Ryan on next week so we can have him give us the deep dive. And Chandan, hey, what's up, man? Good to see you.
You mean me? I'm the one with the beard. I see you see it, Chandan. I went to the gym once. It was years ago, but don't worry, I still remember.
Chris, we're not gonna start talking about like monkeys and psychedelics, right?
No, not gonna do that.
DMT and yoga.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, so I do know it's Valentine's coming up because the wife is taking me to some kind of a couples yoga thing on Valentine's, and I'm super duper looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you're supposed to do loving things for. I think your wife might be mad at you.
No, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Sure.
It'll be fun.
I gotta keep repeating that.
Yeah, that's just I think it's a test. You just don't complain. If you don't complain, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's a lesson. Next year, I have to arrange something on a roller coaster before she has a chance to arrange something on yoga for Valentine's Day.
Oh gosh, well, I'm praying for you, man. I hope things work out. I hope we'll see you here next week.
You will. Super skinny and flexible.
That's all it takes is just one trip. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like screw what's Ozempic? Just do yoga one time. If only for that easy. All right, let's go into some product updates, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
I would love to.
All right,
we have so much to share this week.
Yeah, we do. What do we want to start with here? I got first off, well, I guess we could start. I could cue this up because Jesse, you've been writing a lot of articles here about search breaking, what's replacing it, talking about agents.
Yeah.
Okay. There's actually here. I'll let you two help me decide how I'm going to do these slides in what order, because you said, Chris, we have a lot to talk about and some things to show too. So you lead the way, and I will, if I have a slide for an image for it, I will adjust as needed.
Well, let's do this. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, no, Jesse, you go through your thing because I'm all ready to show off how it actually works. But first, you show off what we're doing, and then I show off how it works. If I show off how it works first, it's a lot harder for people. I have to explain what it is, and I won't do nearly as good a job at that as you will. So first, what, then how.
Okay. Yeah, and by the way, that's part of my resolution this year is to actually write more. And so I have been doing that pretty good, actually.
Oh, you have actually. There's this Inside Stacks article that you wrote. Which we'll go into some more. I'll share the link. Yeah, you've just been doing a lot of articles lately.
Okay, so I already uploaded it, Jen. So why don't you just put that? All right, here we go, guys. So this actually we've been cooking on this for a few months, actually. And so finally excited to talk about it because so prepare yourself. This is actually for folks who have been around with us since the beginning. This is a huge update. So first, I just want to say, like, I want to have an honest conversation, like what we've been doing, what we've been learning, and where we're going for this year. We made some big changes, and so I want to explain that to you because it's not. I think some of it might look like, hey, this is a pivot, but no, it's not a pivot. It's actually the original knowledge abstraction layer is the same. What we changed though is we got brutally clear on what the product is, and we cut everything that was slowing us down from getting there, and that's the key. Yeah. So I'll go on the next slide, Jen. So the first thing I want to say is, like, last year we launched our B2B brand called Prism. So if you go to prism.uprock.com, you can see it. And the thinking was that the UpRock.com felt like too consumer. We did so much marketing around, passive income, and it's the earnings app, the reward app. And we thought that might confuse B2B customers when we actually start launching the AI tools and the B2B, their web intelligence products. So in hindsight, I think we overthought it. We overcomplicated it. We ended up with multiple subdomains. We had prism.uprock.com, then we had crawler.uprock.com, and we had Swarm, and just way overcomplicated. Status, yeah. And so we said, okay, we created more confusion than we needed to. And so now we simplify. We have 2 domains, and it's crystal clear purpose with 1 brand name. So it's uprock.com. .com stands for community, and uprock.ai, and AI stands for the AI infrastructure and the AI tools that we're building that is fueled by uprock.com, the community. And that's it. Really simple, really clear. And you can see how the 2 sides of the DePIN actually relate to each other. And we're going to do that an even better job of communicating that on both websites. Okay. Okay.
Can you do that?
Oh, sure. Okay. All right. So that's a big deal. So this weekend, we're going to, maybe even after tonight, we're doing some tests, but you're going to actually see uprock.ai go live by this weekend. Prism.uprock.com is going to be gone completely. And you're going to go in there, you're going to be able to see some of the tools that we're going to show off tonight, like the AI sitemap, UpRock Verify is coming next, and then this Insight Stacks, which is really the web primitive, the actual product that we've been building that is the vision of the knowledge abstraction layer. The actual product is the Insight Stack. So that is really super exciting. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but we can go next one. Okay. So that's it. So why did we even build Prism? Well, on our way to building the knowledge abstraction layer and Insight Stacks, we weren't quite sure exactly the final form of that product. We just knew a DePIN powered network to help unblock the internet for the swarm of agents that are coming would be much needed, because we built a VPN browser in the past. We know how hard it is to unblock the internet, and you can't do it with 100 servers. You really need millions of people helping out, especially in a world where everyone's going to have their own swarm of agents. You really need to be able to query the internet like your personal database and have the school, and each agent has to have the superhuman enterprise grade browser skills to do so. But in the same time, when you download the app, we do billions of speed tests. So as we were doing this, because if you guys notice and you download UpRock on like Android, you'll see to verify one of your earn rates is making sure your connection's good, it's fast, etc. So we're collecting so many billions of speed tests. We're like, wow, this is actually a pretty good uptime product. And why don't we just push that out there first while we're building the knowledge abstraction layer? So we teamed up with a company called Blue Wave with Checkmate. It's an open source project. I thought it was a really good, pretty cool use case of DePIN. And we launched that, and we created a bunch of custom dashboards with that. So that was at prism.uprock.com. And so we launched that. And that was kind of, I thought, what we thought would be a logical step on our way to building the Insight engine. Turns out people don't actually live in dashboards anymore. And so we learned pretty quickly is the only time people actually signed up. We had 600 people sign up even on the first weekend. But once you set up your uptime reports, most people never logged back in, ever. Only when something goes down. And if it does go down, a lot of people were actually asking for tools in Slack or in current workflow apps that they already use. And also, we just kind of saw the future. We're like, agents are getting so good. You're not going to actually want to download, or you're not going to actually want to log into a site and look at a dashboard. You're just going to ask your dev or your AI, hey, site is down, fix it. And so we wasted a lot of time. Like, we also knew, we built these beautiful dashboards. They're really nice, the status page report. And this is, by the way, this is like late last summer where we actually thought about this already. So we were starting to cut since then. We realized with Lovable, with Vercel, Replete, Google Gemini, all the tools, they were getting so awesome at vibe coding that the idea of us wasting any more time on building UI and tying even up some of our product packaging to custom styling dashboards was completely pointless, completely just wasted our time. And also just slowed us down, because if there are UI issues, but the product is good, we spend more time fixing the UI than the data product, the infrastructure that actually powers the content, that powers the UI.
That really was a huge slowdown for us. We got, as Jesse said, we had sort of the curse of a bunch of signups, and all people were asking about was custom integrations or custom dashboard changes, or can we have the ability to change this on the dashboard and that on the dashboard? And you know, the answer was almost always, God, it would be so much easier. AI can whip up a quick change like that, or a custom dashboard, or you want a special data feed to drop into your thing. Like, why are we fighting against this? This is very, you know, 2015, not 2025. Because even the way that we consume, a lot of the time, even the way that we consume this kind of stuff tends to be within our own agents and stuff like that. So it needs to be ready for the AI world. It needs to be data driven.
Right. Yeah. Great data, great intelligence. That matters more, and that can now be designed in any. It needs to be ready to think or ready to transform with AI. That's the key thing too, because pre-AI, all the programs and machines and search engines are all about retrieving things, doing things in a loop, you know, just kind of search and loop and stuff like that. But in the AI AI web world, it's now AI really wants data that it can just transform into whatever you need. So the data is great content, great data, great intelligence is what actually matters in the AI web, because they can transform that into whatever format you prefer, whether that's dashboards or apps or just a chat interface or just, you know, talking or voice chat. And that's just going to get better and better and better. And it's going to also be more and more multimodal. So intelligence will come down to images, because a lot of humans like to decide things based on image search. And you make decisions on restaurants and how you book your flights and hotels on places like that. Also on video, and all that content is going to get it's going to just explode with AI being able to make it for free or make it cheaper. And so how do you make sure you can get just structured data that's ready to think for AI? So that was a big one for us. Like, wow, we really just cut all that stuff down and just focus on the infrastructure that's going to fly. So I would say maybe if I'm going to use the word pivot at all, it's more about like who is actually our customer that's going to use these products. And it's developers and agents, because if we make it really awesome for the agent, then it's going to open up to everybody.
I wouldn't call it pivot. I'd say probably even more refinement.
Yeah. But it does really change your design, because it's hard to think. No one has ever had to think this way before, that your products are being used by a robot, you know, an agent. And so it's a really different way of thinking, and you have to fully embrace it, which is why we also open source. We'll talk about that in a bit, but anyway, let's go to the next one. So yeah, this is it. So this is our new distribution model, and it changes how we design products, because we are infrastructure. DePIN is infrastructure. Our physical moat is all you guys in the community, and the digital moat is how we build those tools to be consumed by agents very quickly. And it comes down to the payment rails with X402. It's with APIs for developers, but MCP and chat. So API, you know, we're not even messing with fancy API playgrounds. You know, there's a bunch of those on crawlers out there. If you're a developer, you know what you're doing. All you need is really good docs and APIs. MCP is a distribution method and distribution strategy. So we just want to say wherever your workflow, whatever preferred LLM or agent you want out there, we want to make it super easy to integrate and connect to the UpRock network and use our AI tools. That's it, clear. And then third is chat. And so there's no going to be there's no messy in between, no dashboards, no fancy buttons. It's just a simple chat interface. And if you're not a developer, we want to open this up, the tools, to anybody just using human language. And that's it. And that chat interface can turn into anything you want, because that's how awesome AI is getting now, right? So, yep. Okay. And this is the other thing too we thought about. Like, this took us time to, as a startup, like, you're always trying to build and do better. But we don't wake up in the morning to think, okay, can we just make a slightly better, or just a better crawler for our product? That doesn't get us excited. That doesn't get our team excited. That's not how we attract really awesome talent. There are probably 100+ crawler APIs on GitHub today. You know, you know,
and that's not how, as a community, we attract really awesome money. It's not just about being awesome. It's about making money. We need to be the thing that once you try it, you use it over and over and over again. And I'm going to show you some of that in just a few minutes, but it's like, really good.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, we knew first of all, we knew the crawler is kind of underlying infrastructure that you need to make everything else we're building possible. But it's also, but the crawler APIs today, they are focused on developers. And so if you tried any of them, just try them, all 100 that you see on GitHub, or just do a Google search, just log in, try them all. They're all complicated. No one, unless you're a developer, you don't know how to use them. Even the final product, what you're paying for is a dump of structured files in file formats and extensions that most people have no idea what to do with. Like MD files or JSON or CSV or something. No one knows what those are. And so it's still kind of, it's gated by technical knowledge. It's only a handful of people actually in the world actually use them. Most people are not data scientists. Most people are not engineers to figure out how to write the right API request or the right prompt even. How do you actually do a good research job? Those are all things that an AI could support and really unlock the power of an insight engine. And so that's what we got excited about. It's like, okay, we need to build this crawler API powered by DePIN, but how do we make this democratized for everybody? Because that makes the TAM huge. The total addressable market will explode, just like how Lovable and Replete and Vercel made vibe coding software apps explode. We should be able to do that for vibe research, right? So the next one. Okay, yeah. And so that's a new unit of web intelligence that we're building. And that's why I've been writing about this a lot, because it's a totally new product. We're reinventing what it means to find, for our discovery and recommendation engine of the AI web. Search engines were designed for humans to click through blue links. We all know that is not good enough anymore. The first 10 pages are not good enough. Half of them are ads now. You kind of get spammed to death. You have to, also, you don't, for real decisions, not like, hey, who won the Super Bowl last week? Sure, you can ask AI for that. But for real deep, for questions that really matter, where you want to say, hey, observe this over time, or track this issue, or monitor something, or compare differences between this product or this product, or give me insights, anything like that, you'll actually need a different set of skills. And your agents will also need a different set of skills and need to be able to use those skills without getting blocked like they are today by big companies who are actually trolls under the gate like Cloudflare. So you need a new unit of web intelligence that actually keeps in mind that humans and the agents are going to collaborate to find things they want, and then find the insights to inform them on making better decisions. And so you want to provide superhuman decision-making powers. That means built-in context, version history, freshness, self-describing, so it can learn and get better. Insights compound, because if you can codify how people research in their head, then you can actually scale it and upgrade it too. So that's what we're really, really excited about with the Insight Engine. And we're gonna actually launch that this weekend. So keep going. Yeah. So this term came out. I forgot. I think a guy named Naval on X, he posted about this and it went pretty viral. But this kind of sums it up. So if you're familiar with vibe coding, then vibe research is the next thing. If anyone's used Lovable or Replete or any of these kind of vibe coding tools, it is magical at first, but then try adding real data to it, and that's when the magic stops. It is actually really difficult to add the data and make the apps useful. They end up just being prototypes of prototypes. You don't actually want to use them because they're no fun without real data. So how do you do that? You actually want to be able to use the same kind of human language and vibe prompt, actual research that's being powered and fueled by the community or fueled by the internet. And we're doing that through the UpRock network, through the UpRock DePIN. And that's what we're going to enable. So that's going to explode because all those companies, Lovable was 100 million ARR in the first year because they just made software coding for apps easy for everybody. Just, anybody, kids, anybody can use it. But it's really, really difficult to actually hydrate it with fresh data. We're going to provide that next thing. So, and that's powered by the UpRock community. So that's awesome. Okay. This one.
Oh, you can just hit this button right here.
Oh, okay. And just talking about this. So part of the insight stacks and fully embracing it. So kind of renewed vision, telling you as a team where we're going with 2026, moving faster, cutting things that slowed us down. We're fully embracing it as our team as well. We just put on an update today with Maestro. So this is also going to power the same kind of infrastructure is going to power how we build up insight stacks and the insight engine. But Maestro is an open source tool for multi-agent workflows. So I just want to throw this in there because this is actually very complementary and relevant to how we think about building the company, building tools for agents, using AI better and better too. So you want to look for teams who are actually building with it because every week the models change. If you slow down or you don't pay attention, you can be out of date pretty quickly. And so you need to, if you're looking at DePINs to evaluate and teams to evaluate, you want to make sure their companies are fully embracing the AI tools. We want to show that off. We want to show you, improve it to you with an open source project called Maestro. So pretty awesome. You guys should try it out, and you know, people are already doing pull requests. So okay, all right. So I think I kind of answered it, but this is it. This is like one of the things we all want to talk about too is like, do we feel good about this big decisions we're making, cutting uptime, like completely focusing on insight stacks, focusing on how insight stacks can power anything, whether it's Vibe Research, doing UpRock Verify and sitemaps. We're talking about how insight stacks can do that over the next few weeks. But
to be clear,
ourselves.
Okay, yeah, and to be clear, we haven't killed the ability to run uptime. We haven't killed the ability to do that kind of thing. What we've killed is a super complicated dashboard for it.
Right.
So, you know, what we were building, and we even talked about this a little bit, but as we got into it, we realized we were doing it. We were building, you know, if you've ever seen videos of Chernobyl or like, you know, the NASA command center, where it's lots and lots of consoles with lots and lots of buttons and switches. That is how more advanced tools have often been built. And the reality is we don't need to do that anymore. What we need to do is build all that functionality in, either via an API for people who want really low-level access, or either via great MCP and other AI-enabled tools for people who want high-level access. So if somebody needs to build an uptime monitor, we got you. But it's not, instead of having a super specific tool for that only does that one thing, we're making it more generic. Now, that having been said, as we're about to show off, for certain use cases, including the uptime and other things, we are going to have like, let's call them some presets or some recipes. I love the word recipe. A recipe is something you can just whip out and get a good result every time. And the recipe book is built in. So if you ask for a recipe that we already know how to cook, we're going to cook it for you right away, super fast and easy. But it's a fully fledged kitchen. You can cook up whatever your mind can conceive of.
Yep. And obviously, it's since this is new. Once you try it, I think you guys will just instantly get it. That's the best way to just understand it. But yeah, we wanted to ask ourselves, okay, AI is moving fast. What are certain problems that only get harder over time, not get simpler? And this was one of them. Like, discovery and recommendations and search is a really hard problem, because it's going to be, because the web is chaos and content creation is costing zero. And so you know, whether it's booking, you know, a matchmaking for like Tinder, or for restaurants, or for products and services like Google, all that is a knowledge problem around discovery and search and recommendations. And how do you do that in a world that is where AI is also clicking on everything? So the first 10 blue links, and how you decide what's important and what's rank worthy, was used to be all humans helping with that, where we share links, we click on things. Now it's going to be agents that can click on literally 100 times in a second. So it's a totally different paradigm, and it's going to be human AI collaboration to figure out what's important, what are things to pay attention to, what will help you find the confidence and the evidence you need to make the right decisions, whatever that may be. So that was what we asked ourselves as well. So we felt really good about this move and what we're cutting. And I think that's probably the last one I want to get to before Chris takes over a little bit. Yeah. So back to knowledge abstraction layer. To kind of sum it up, this was the original white paper, the knowledge abstraction layer. We weren't quite sure what that product was going to look like, but now we are crystal clear on what we're building. We're really excited about it. Some of the infrastructure that wasn't even there last year is now here. How agents are actually interacting. MCP servers wasn't even a thing last year, for example. We're just really excited to build this. And we learned some mistakes along the way, but have been building. That's the best way to do a startup. Just never stop. Keep building, fixing things, iterate, and then adapt as fast as you can as things change. So really excited to kind of stop it right there. Over the weekend, you will see UpRock.ai go live. Really excited for you guys to try it out. And let's do a quick little demo before it goes live, though. So Chris, go ahead.
So I'm gonna show off a couple things. So everybody listen to that, and it's a little abstract. So let's actually use it. Sasha, you asked, how does this affect UpRock app users? It affects you guys super positively, because it's bringing a lot more usage to the app, a lot more crawls, a lot more data collections, a lot more everything related to that. So it's gonna, and to people who were asking earlier about, the amount of DePIN stuff. So this is how we get that kind of inflection in scaling that we all in the community really, really need and want. So if Jen, you want to put my screen up on stage, I'm going to show this off. So is this good? Should I make the text a little bigger?
Make it way bigger.
Yeah, make it a lot bigger. Can
well,
you
we can only
make
go
the window smaller? And make
we can only go so much bigger, or else we won't be able to see what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and start up an AI agent. Now, I was thinking about what's happy that's going on in the world this week. So what's going on with the Olympics? So there's a lot of ways of answering this question. Let's see how Claude does it now. Because we are going to use the new UpRock web research tool. This is specifically designed for AIs. This is one of the core, most important pieces, along with several others, but one of the core pieces of insight stacks. We talk about getting insights from things. We talk about collecting a bunch of data from different sources, from different devices all around the world, aggregating that data into one useful set of results, and coming up with an answer. So while this is running, because we're doing this live, this is going to take a moment. We are going to be launching this as part of UpRock.ai, and this is something that anybody is going to be able to install. Now, I'm showing this off in Claude, and I'm going to show you a different version of it in a little bit as well. But this should work with the vast majority of AI tools. We've supported both. We were originally going to support just the HTTP version of MCP, and then when we were running it in a couple of tools, we saw that wasn't super reliable, and there's the SSE version. So we ultimately were able to get it working with both transports. So this should have really wide scale applicability. And just like that, we searched 5 different sources, 5 different distinct search sources. We got a total of 20 results, and we got some cool feedback here. So I guess Jordan Stoltz set a record and won a gold. There's some silver in Ice Dance. Day 6 is happening. The games are being broadcast. Here's some more information about some links. Let's come back. We'll come back and ask some more about that in a minute. But you know what I just realized on the live stream? How's UpRock.com doing? How's UpRock.com doing? Is it up and rocking? Now remember, before, if you wanted to know the answer to this, you needed to go to prism.uprock.com, sign in, set up a site, answer tens of forum questions, find out what's going on, answer tens of forum questions, know the right answer to lots of things about how you wanted it crawled and stuff like that, wait for metrics to get aggregated, and then come back in and look whenever you wanted. In just a moment here, you can see we've already checked to see how it's doing from 12 different devices, and the last couple should be coming in momentarily, 14, and just waiting for, we got one slowpoke somewhere, but it should show up momentarily. So this is something that can be built into agents. We're already starting to use this in our own deploy pipeline, where part of my instructions now are, after preparing a staging deploy, to actually test it from all over the world to see what's going on with it. And by the way, as you'll see in just a moment, the agent has direct access to actual screenshots from each of those places. So it can look at, it can actually look and see what's going on. Did it render properly? Did it display properly? But we got one real slowpoke today. What is going on?
Lunch break or something.
All right, there we go. Yeah, so finally. So it's going to now say it's got tons of data, and it's going to summarize and tell us a little bit more about what was going on.
So by the way, what's cool about that? Oh, great. Yes.
All right. Awesome. So best performances from the Netherlands and the US and Spain. Cumulative layout shift is 0. No layout shifts. That's great. That means our site isn't moving around after it does. Brazil had one really slow one. That must have been our slowpoke. Likely a one-off network hiccup. Nigeria is on the slower side, which is typical for that region. Okay. But how about on mobile? Because I just realized, I didn't even realize it was going to do that. I realized for some reason it defaulted to running on desktop. Let's see how it works on mobile. So now it's going to do the same thing, but on the mobile network. So if you're watching the stream right now, you had UpRock on your desktop, maybe you just got a job, 15 of you did. And if you have UpRock on your mobile device, 15 more of you are about to get a job to see how uprock.com is running from all over the world on on mobile devices. Now, let's talk about why this is super cool. It's not just showing us, by the way, this is just showing some of the most important statistics, the actual data that came back. So you can see it produced a bunch of resource links. This is something I have set up to show in my terminal, but the AI often wouldn't show this. But it can actually download screenshots and other resources from that. It has tons of different data available to tell it what's going on with the site. So mobile sweep is almost done. We're up to 87%. We'll give it one more moment. Looks like we have a couple devices that are taking their sweet time.
This is so we're running it on the mobile devices, and you'll see the job if you got selected for it. You are running these tasks.
Right.
For people, what do they need to do to make sure they are they're able to run the tasks? Like, for example, you need to have app
UpRock installed. That's the biggest one. Is it plugged in? Actually, probably even before that. Is it plugged in? I'm joking. Actually, your phone doesn't have to be plugged in, but is it turned on? Let's say have UpRock installed. And if you'd like to opt into more tasks, you can turn on heavy tasks, in which case we'll be more likely to send you things. But we're going to send tasks to all of our user base, and then keep the app updated. And the other thing that really helps, if you open the app occasionally or install the desktop widget, the homepage home screen widget, that can really set.
That too? Yeah. I'm sorry, Chris, I interrupted you, but yeah, you were saying that you want to keep the app installed. You have the app installed. You want to keep it running in the background. And so this is why we always say, or we say frequently, that a couple of things you could do for that is have the turn on notifications. Because if we'll send you a periodically, we'll send you a message if we notice that you might need to reopen the app again to avoid interruption in your connection, and also install the home screen widget, as Christopher just said, that will tell you at a glance what your connection status is, what your earn rate is, so you can see very quickly, am I connected? Because you don't want interruptions, because if you do have an interruption in your connection, your contribution, then you're not going to get these jobs.
So and so these results are also very typical. So we know. We know probably better than almost anyone. So we host the public-facing uprock.com website on Vercel, and Vercel's a great service. But one of the things we've noticed for lots of our own internal testing of it is Vercel actually has some real network issues in parts of Africa. And so this, especially on mobile networks. And so this is actually super typical. This is the kind of thing that through the dashboard, and this is what we were trying to figure out how to solve. When we showed off some versions of the dashboard before, it would show you tables and tables and tables of this. But what does it mean? And now you can drop it into any AI you want, and you can get a great answer. And so it can actually tell you what's going on. So what do we know? And this is something we've known for a while now, but Vercel has some challenges delivering mobile pages in Africa. And so that's something we're going to be thinking about. But this is something that anybody can do. Any agent can run whatever it wants. You can ask your agent to do it. Now, I'm going to stop screen sharing for a moment, and I'm going to reshare, because I know that I sometimes show off some cool demos on the console. And you guys are like, okay, whatever. But are we really going to get the amount of usage we need from people like Chris who want to run on the console? So now I'm going to show you Claude. This is regular Claude on the desktop. I'm logged in to their official site. Let's see if I can zoom in, maybe make it a little bigger. Now, let's try this again. I've installed the MCP on my Claude account. Just very simple. Who's the American who just set a record and won a medal at the Olympics?
By the way, I've been so busy with the events. I actually didn't realize the Olympics were going on right now. Just now. You gave me a new insight.
That's funny.
Oops. Okay, try again. So sometimes, despite no matter how many times I tell it, Claude on the web keeps trying to, for basic searches, it'll use its version instead of web research. But when the going gets tough, it'll default to web research, and you can sometimes just ask it to do that. But anyway, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to find out that same information using web research. So the point is, all of these tools work just as well from almost any AI agent. I've tested this personally with OpenAI, with ChatGPT, with this, with several, with Gemini. I know a couple of other team members have tested it, I believe, with Grok, with Cursor. I've obviously prefer Claude myself, but we've tried it out with a number of different tools. And the goal is, and this is why when we started talking about this, the better part of a year ago, we realized we had to target MCP and we had to target something that was going to be broadly applicable. So virtually any user of virtually any tool can bring UpRock into their tool and make that something that works for them. And again, this isn't just for web research. I can go ahead and ask and say, hey, when you're done with that, can you please do a sweep and let me know how uprock.com is running? So this used web research, identified Jordan Stoltz, 21-year-old from Wisconsin, who won the gold in the men's 1,000-meter speed skating event, crushing the Olympic record in the process. He's favored to compete for up to 4 gold medals at these games, and that was his first. So congratulations to Jordan. And that's what web research brings. And oops, needs to do the latest allow. So, and now, just that we can use any of these other tools as well. And remember, Insight Stacks just continues to increase the amount of data and the types of data you can ask for. So in the coming weeks, we're going to show you some more detailed tools for doing more complex tasks and for creating repeatable URLs. But these are the core pieces, and these are going to be available for anyone to install very shortly. Each one of these is sending lots of requests to the network. Each one of these. So this is how we get the kind of like exponential increase in usage that we all know that we need and want in order for UpRock to get where we want to go. So
the great thing about Sweep, just for folks who are familiar with or not familiar with UpRock Verify, we're in a world where AI agents are doing all the coding, or already getting there, or vast majority. And so one of the things that AI agents need to know is, like, after it codes your website, does it actually load? But also, what does it look like on real devices? Does it look good? Does it work well? And so being able to plug into the UpRock network, we can load the site that the AI agent built in the background on an Android device, for example, and actually take a screenshot, but does all the performance metrics too. It captures all that. How fast it load, how fast the images take, how fast the DNS, all these things. Agents will then use all that information to continually improve your website. And so this is an AI verification tool powered by our DePIN network, and you have to make it really easy to consume by AI agents by being in the tool, by being pluggable, connecting to the tools that people already use today. And that's why MCP matters, and API too, but that's why MCP matters here, because you can plug it right into Claude, or you can plug it in ChatGPT or Grok, and many other, in OpenClaw, OpenClaw agent too. So OpenClaw can also tap into UpRock network to verify your apps are actually working in production. And you can text how fast it is. Also, like Chris said, you can, all the LLMs today do a deep research tool. You can do deep research on many URLs, but you cannot collapse that URLs and have a recurring job where you observe and monitor things over time. That's actually really, really hard to do, and requires a whole nother set of skills, actually, browser skills, to be able to do that. And that's the unlock power. And again, like, when you do that deep research tool, you want to be able to drop a link to that recurring real-time remixable knowledge job into any app you want, and be able to instantly hydrate your Lovable app, or your Replete or Versa or whatever app. And so that's also a big part of this too. It's like, our strategy is not just to make it easy for agents, but democratize access to superhuman insights and super enterprise grade crawl plans for anybody.
Yeah. So that's one part of it. That's part of the data. That's part of the data engine, and that's going to be available for anybody to install in virtually any AI tool. Cool. The other thing we did in terms of product updates is, just today we released, it was really ready yesterday, but I forgot to push the button until today. We released the newest version of Maestro. Now, we've talked about Maestro a lot, and maybe seeing some of these data tools, you're going to start to see how it all comes together. And as you see more, you're going to start to see how more parts of it come together. But Maestro now really lets multiple agents talk to each other, lets them start another agent to, say, review a code. Sasho actually Sasha, so, oh yeah, Jen, you can go ahead and share my screen. I put it right back up here. So this is what we were just looking at, the same terminal we were looking at before. Sasha just actually asked a great question that I can give an answer to right now. I wasn't really planning to, but sure, why not? So let's start up Maestro. And this is part of what we use for developing, but this is also a super important part of what we use for running and executing insight stacks, which have multiple parts. So Sasha said, hey, do agents always write good code? Do you need to verify? So everything that we ship to the client is, of course, verified by people and reviewed by app store providers and everything else. Everything we ship to the servers is verified by people. But part of insight stacks is being able to communicate between agents and write a bunch of little functions. So you can even see right here, there are a bunch of recently run reviews of code where the agent, which is sort of a clone of me, hey, everybody on the team, Reka or anybody else, feel free to pop in and ask how you guys feel when Robot Chris starts reviewing your code when you thought I was sleeping or something like that. Let's show off a fun little demo of how this all works together and how this enables insight stacks. And this is a key part that we've developed and we've open sourced, but this is a key part for us to be able to run these insight stacks, to be able to gather this data, to transform it, to have agents that have specific skills and knowledge, and transform it. So I'm gonna do a little example here. So let's start up a new sandboxed AI agent. This is running in its own completely sandbox thing and say, we're going to test multi-agent communication, start a child Maestro container with the hold on.
Start a child. Okay, let me read out what you're saying. Child Maestro container with the instruction to start telling you a knock knock joke. Right up until the words knock knock. Then wait for it to be ready. Read what it says and send it the right answer. Repeat until the joke is complete. Tell the child not to exit.
All right, just because otherwise this will be way less cool. Normally they exit automatically. As you see, all these reviews are stopped when they're done. So this is going to take a moment, but let me tell you why this is important. You guys maybe see, Jen, you can make me bigger for a moment while this is running. We're going to see it running, but we'll bring it back in a moment. But or you can even leave it off to the side or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, the yeah, okay, as if those are our options. So
those are our options right now. No, see, that gets rid of Chris. I don't know how
that gets rid of me. So we're going to go ahead and do this. So the reason this matters is we can have multiple agents that know how to do different things. And this is how we power this. We have different agents that know how to search different sources. We have different agents that know how to transform data. And most importantly, we have agents that are able to referee all of this. And that's what we're really showing off with this, is that we are able to have one agent start another one and referee what it's doing. Being able to tell a knock-knock joke between multiple independent agents running on different sandboxes, running even potentially on different machines, is a huge and difficult thing to achieve. And it's crucial for us being able to create insight stacks. So we're gonna wait. So this was able to start a separate agent in a separate container. Let's see what it said. So the child container said, it'll tell us what the child said in just a moment. It's reading. It said, who's there? The child said knock knock. So we're going to send back who's there. And it said, let's see what it said. And we're going to wait for a second to see what's going on with that. We'll find out what it said. And of course, this is all a little slow, but that's okay because this only has to happen once as we're setting up the execution graph. Oh, okay. So it went with interrupting cow, a classic, always a classic. And by the way, in case you guys wonder, is there really another agent running? We can go look at it. If we go back to Maestro right now, we can see here's the agent actually telling the knock knock joke. Here it is. It's a completely separate agent. I can connect to it. It's running in an isolated sandbox. Well, that was a banger. Let's do another one.
Yes.
We can, and so we can do this. We can do this all day long. Once you create an insight stack, we can repeat a process like this over and over. The agents can configure themselves with different skills and different very small tasks that are easily repeatable. And one of the most important parts of this is once an agent gets good at something, especially if it's a deterministic process, we can remove it from the realm of AI and put it on our executor service. That's a key part of what runs that web research. In fact, that's what we're offering right now with those MCPs we're putting out, is the executor, that once the agent has perfected a task, we can make it really fast and repeatable and run it on the executor so that it can have really fast results like the web research we showed off, which is what I'll call a fully baked version of this. So now it's not exploring, that isn't running through an abstract AI agent where it's communicating with text. That's running through an optimized flow where it's communicating over APIs, and that's why it's able to complete so quickly. So when you start creating an insight stack, it will work like this. But as the execution graph gets perfected, then it's able to do this. Now, of course, this example is just showing off the thing working, but obviously to actually collect any data or to interact with the rest of the world, to get outside of these little sandboxes we've built, it's all through the UpRock network. I haven't been paying attention. Deja vu. Let's see. Knock knock. Deja vu. It's knock knock again because it's deja vu. Okay, let me acknowledge it to wrap it up. Okay.
So, okay, you're done here.
yeah, you're done. You're done here. Yeah, we can tell that. Okay, you can tell the child to request done, and just like that, if we go back and watch in just a moment, child will be instructed that it's done, and it's going to start another one to validate that it's supposed to be idle and to be finished and everything like that, and then it's going to eventually stop like the other ones. So that's what we're building. That's what we've been building, and all of the interaction with the world is powered by the UpRock network, as we showed you, searching for a little bit of information about the Olympics and doing some sweeps on uprock.com. And by the way, I didn't show it off because it's a little bit more boring, but right there in the MCP server that's going to be available for everyone is just the ability to do a single page load as well from anywhere in the world you want. So if your agent just needs something simpler, like, hey, I need to load this page from Japan, it can do that very easily. And
very cool.
Yeah.
Love the demo, Chris.
Yep. In the terminal, and folks, like, when you see uprock.ai, you'll be more familiar with, for anyone to try this, it will be a chat interface like Chris just showed you with Claude. And if you prefer to use, not directly connecting with Rocket AI in our chat interface, you can always connect the UpRock network to any preferred LLM like ChatGPT or whatever you prefer to use, and you can use this same insight engine to power any of the use cases you want to do through those LLMs as well. That's what's so cool about this. And then if obviously if you have the dev API for the crawler, we actually have contracts with that as well. But this is really exciting because before, we had whole dashboards on how to check your uptime and verify your site is good.
Here, you can share my screen again, Jen, because I just to show the people. We can see that I just asked it, hey, can you please load uprock.com from Japan? So for simple requests like this, or if an agent just needs to do something like that, of course, there's a simple method available. But the real power of this is, as we said, starting to build knowledge layer and the insight layer, where you can say, hey, do the research, do the sweep, do the things like that. And so,
okay,
that's
guys,
where it really is awesome.
What's so cool about what you just did? Go back to that, Chris.
Oh yeah, here, I'll share it again.
Literally, guys, what's awesome about that is that's a terminal experience, but you can have that in ChatGPT or in Claude. You can say, hey, I'm working on a website, your website, whatever it's your website.com, and you want to make sure, is it loading? How's it loading? Is it loading well for people in Japan? And you can just say it just like that. And literally,
or what does it actually have? I mean, for news sites, what is there? What is the price of a sneaker on Amazon?
What's the price for airplanes or whatever? And by the way, it actually wakes up a real device, a physical device in Japan. An UpRock user in Japan will get that job, and that website, your website.com, will load from a real device in Japan. You get paid UpRock tokens for completing that task, and now that data gets back sent to the agent or to the human, then actually, and okay, cool, I can see what price.
And you can see once, and this is what's so cool about this. I did no extra prompting for this. After merely requesting the site from 2 regions, the AI is like, hey, there's a sweep. I could just run one of those. And I'm like, oh yeah. So anybody, this is what we're going to be doing, getting people to install this. Once you install this, as we add more tools and as we add more insights to this, agents will automatically be able to see that they're available and be able to say, hey, you want me to run a sweep? I mean, that's what it said. Want me to run a full multi-region sweep to get proper core web vitals? Now I just went from doing 2 crawls on the UpRock network to doing 15.
And now here's why it also matters, why a bunch of fancy dashboards of status pages, why they don't really matter, because it only really matters when you're testing or when things go down or when you're trying to problem solve. And so now when your site is down or your customers complain, hey, your site's down on socials, you can literally go into Slack or with your team or talk to your own AI, and or even have AI, your own AI can continuously monitor your own sites. And so when it does go down using insight stacks, it can check real quick. But you can do this yourself. Say, hey, customer just said our site's down. Is it? Go into it in your preferred agent. Just say, hey, is our site down?
And yeah, like, cool. Somebody in Japan just told me the site wasn't working.
Yeah, boom. You can actually test it, and it's for sure. It's not just a virtual simulation on some server. It's actually, you'll see, yeah, we just loaded from a couple of devices in Japan, and it is not loading there. And so you have a grounded source of truth from the human to agent. You can actually prove it. Yeah, because a lot of times an agent might actually say, yeah, everything's fine, but you want the agent to prove it. And so that's another thing about verification tools. Verification tools like a shared source of truth, and screenshots are proof. The real reports that we send from the device are proof that this came from an iPhone or Android or a Mac device, for example. Those are all proof. Now an agent human can know, yeah, an agent actually did the test, and this is actually what the results were on that device. So that's the real power of it. And so now you can actually just unlock that uptime tool for everybody, and in a format and a UX that actually is the future, which is through an AI chat. It's not having to always go to uprock.com or prism.com, right? It's just being able to go in a chat interface, whether it's uprock.ai or any preferred chat room. You can now power and add these superpowers to any agent, uprock browser skills and uprock research skills to any agent to do stuff like this. So uprock Verify, AI sitemap, insight stack. So anything with market awareness or competitor research, full spectrum research, real-time alerts, talking about crypto and X402 payments and prediction markets. If you want to say, hey, I want to bet on the election for something, I want you to crawl everything about these two political people. I want you to see what the sentiment is for both sides. What do people think? What are their social media posts? And anything else you think might be interesting that I should pay attention to for changing my bet on this prediction market. UpRock, the crawler, will come up with an expert genius level crawl plan. That it's an execution graph, because an execution graph means not just a one-time snapshot. This is a real-time feed, a recurring feed, an execution graph of data that you're powered by a DePIN network that's going to continuously monitor and observe and check differences and figure out whenever something happens, and it's going to use that and to actually provide you more insight. So whether you need to place a higher bet or whatever.
Just for you, I sent one to Turkey, but remember, we got a lot of users there, so I don't know who's going to get that one.
Yeah, and then, by the way, that insight stack link, right? You want it in a format that is actually usable for everybody. You don't want to have to actually call up your developer friend or hire another developer just to actually make all that data useful. You just want to be able to drop that into any AI, get a wonderful dashboard or app or whatever you prefer. Maybe just you want to get notifications in your WhatsApp, or you want to get email notifications, or you just want to get push notifications. All that is possible as long as the content is fresh, real-time, and recurring. You can trust it because it's powered by real devices. And then the format and the notification systems, webhooks, those are all things supported by default. So this is the future. This is how you turn from just vibe coding empty shell prototypes into actual useful apps with Vibe Research and powered by UpRock. Yeah.
Well, really cool demos to show.
Yeah.
Chris, 3 demos so far.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yep.
That's what I got for today. We got some more things that are going out very soon. Several of which I think will be out probably, knock on wood, God, I hope so, before the next live stream. But there's a limit to how many demos I can show off at one time, because I like to. By the way, huge kudos to everyone on the team. everyone has been working super hard on this, and I get the great joy of showing it off to all of you. But I also like to use it a little bit first to make sure I know, how it actually works and how to. One of the hardest things, and I hope and I'd love feedback from anybody in the community. One of the hardest things with something technical is trying to show it off in a way that makes it make sense to people. And so I hope that the Olympics example showed that, to show how it's capable of doing real research from multiple sources all over the world and stuff like that. And I hope that Knock Knock Joke, as funny and sort of simple as it is, shows how powerful it is to be able to compose multiple AIs, and where each of them is doing a different part of accessing different data from the UpRock DePIN network, or transforming that data and putting it together into a cohesive whole. So even though those examples are very, very simple, those are the Legos, those are the building blocks from which something like web research is built, just out of simple building blocks like a crawl and communication between agents and generating a graph of instructions and putting it all together.
Yep.
Very great work.
Yep.
Yeah. And the Olympics is perfect timing.
It is a happy thing, and congratulations to being. I was trying to think of what to do, and in a world where a lot that's in the news, I'm as an American, I read a lot of the U.S. news, can be kind of grim or controversial or whatnot. It's nice to have something happy.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
The deep research is good, but I do have to always emphasize that what's the power of this is not just getting one-time answers and one-time snapshots.
Repeatable answers.
It's repeatable, and that's actually, just think of it as, it's like your eyes on the internet. You can observe. So if you want your agent to just constantly watch something, like I said, let's just take the Olympics example, but with prediction. Like, you actually want to bet on things. Like, what are cool events coming up that could really change your bet? Then you're going to want to know a lot of things about, maybe just monitor if anything drastic changes, like someone gets injured or whatever. Just monitor these news sites around Olympics, and if there's something that is pertinent to this particular game or sport or player I'm paying attention to, let me know right away. And so this is literally, you can have this DePIN robot, this UpRock robot, constantly watch the internet for whatever you want, whatever topic you care about. That's the biggest difference between these one-time deep research snapshots, and it's durable too. Other thing is, like, people are not familiar what's it mean to actually being able to have like genius level research planner as your sidekick. Like, how do you actually prompt that? So we're open sourcing the insight stacks as well, and having golden use case examples out there, so you have an idea of like, what's possible. Because sometimes when you just see a blank screen in a chat, you can be a little overwhelming.
That's why we said recipes. We're going to show off a great recipe next week, but the idea that it's really easy to get started with it. And Jesse, I'm just cooking this for a second. Let me make sure it works. But I think I have a great example of what you specifically mean by an insight stack being repeatable. So, but this is really, really key. All right, here we go. Let's get it on. It's cooking for a moment here. So, okay, yeah, this is perfect. This is an example of it's an example of a multi-step. All right, this is totally off the cuff. So, and this is still a new product. But what's the Olympic medal count? What's going on with the Olympics is very ephemeral, because whatever. But the Olympic medal count, that's something that you might want to make a web page for that, or you might want to make an app that notifies you when your country wins a medal or something like that. That's something that you need to be able to do over and over and over again for that's something that you need to be able to do over and over and over again, repeatedly over a long amount of time. And so that's something where the agent is already figuring out. It's starting with the research. It's finding sources for that, and then it's loading them. And what it's going to do next is figure out how to extract that data into a useful format. And that's where it's not going to do that right now because it's not hooked up to it. But that's where it would ultimately build an extractor on the executor to actually format that data into a consistent format. So what you end up with is a link that every time you visit that link, you get that data that you need, and you can repeat it over and over and over again. And I suspect from the fact that it's falling back that it got a Cloudflare CAPTCHA, which we got some thoughts on that. So I might have to tell it to try a different source, but we'll see in a moment. This is the problem with live demoing.
Oh, good. No, and the thing is that this is through the terminal. You can just do the same thing in chat.
And you can do this. You can do this right in chat.
Yeah, and when you get that link, you know, some folks might, you can actually say, hey, let's make a really cool web app, a dashboard, and you can tell your AI like, hey, I want you to show like a bunch of countries and make a cool visual, a bunch of country flags and all their gold medals, and I want you to just slowly show who's winning the race in medals, and making me a really cool visual web app, and then also bring me a feed of all the cool interviews of people. Every time someone wins, I want to get a feed of interviews from all the winners, and I just want to get a summary of all the winners and their highlights and put that on the dashboard.
Yeah, okay? All those guys who say, all those folks who say like, you know, oh, you make apps. Oh, I got a great idea for an app. I got a great idea for a website. Well, now they can actually do something about it.
They can actually do
it themselves.
So you say, yeah, I want a feed of this, put that on the dashboard, and you can make an amazing live, you know, real-time recurring Olympic dashboard app and share it with your friends or share it online. And you can do that just by prompting it, just by human language, vibe prompting it. And that's powerful, because before you can just tell any coder like, hey, make me a cool Olympic dashboard. It would be dead. It would be a dead prototype. There's nothing to check. You might be able to pull insights content one time, but if you reload that page, it will be stale instantly. It's not constantly monitoring those sites like an insight stack can do, and also check changes and other things. So this is the power of having an insight engine that is designed for agents to be amazing for agents, so that it's also super awesome for humans.
Yeah, Jess, you've been sharing a lot about your thoughts on this on X. And so you had this really great article that you just shared, what was it, just yesterday or 2 days ago, about insight stacks. So everything that, if you like what you're hearing here and what you're seeing here from Christopher, well, check out Jesse's article on X. I'll put the link in the chat. So you can see where the heads at, where our heads are at, but also in particular where his head's at with this.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Like you say here, every search engine ever built ran on unpaid human labor and nobody noticed. Can you explain that real quick? Just give us the elevator, the pitch, the quick one on that.
Oh, well, I think there's a forgot the guy's name. I should bring it up, but there's an article a few years ago where the guy was saying like every large, huge, complex like tech system turns out to be a mechanical Turk.
Yeah.
And in case of a search engine, what was Google's genius was they made all the humans become the mechanical Turk. So the search and discovery problem is really hard when you have millions and millions of pages. Yahoo, when they first started, they decided to go, oh, this is Balaji. Actually, this was in the A16Z, one of the latest podcasts. So Balaji mentioned this with his latest interview. But it's, Yahoo started off deciding that they're going to curate and have all the people in the mechanical Turk. They're going to hire the people and kind of curate a building of people to figure out which pages matter and what links to share. And these are the ones you should care about. That's crazy when you have millions and billions of pages. What Google did differently was like, let's measure what people link to and what they care about, because whoever links to stuff is probably pretty important, and what you click on and what you click on and what you read. And then they reinforce that even further with ads. So, the best way to decide if a page is important or a link actually was strong was because you vote with your dollar. So you spend some money. And so that's how the whole thing reinforced with each other. But when you have an AI web, when it's not just humans clicking around anymore, and it's agents, everything breaks, right? It's a totally different paradigm. The page is no longer the unit of value anymore, because the AI does not look at the websites. They don't care about navigation menus. They don't care about buttons. They just care about structured data that they can transform instantly to help provide the answers that humans are asking them to solve this knowledge problem or whatever the issue is, right? And so you need a new kind of web primitive, not just pages, that can actually support context over time. You can never ever lose context. If it's just a bunch of agents talking to each other, it becomes hallucinations pretty quickly. It just devolves into chaos. You need to ground in a real world truth, which is like, again, back to context and like, why are you doing this crawl? Why are you doing this knowledge job? Why is this agent on this task for some reason? That needs to persist over time. And also it needs to be durable too. It needs to be in a format that is remixable, or you can call it fork and remixing, because AI is also, as we all know, the best tools allow you to remix your insights and compound insights, where you can see someone else's prompt, do it better and improve it. And it's open source and it's free flow of data. And so in a world of deep research and AI tools in your search engine and your browser, It's all kind of living in siloed on everyone's little phone and their laptop. In all the context, all the 50 tabs you're hoarding is basically an extension of your memory because you can't hold that all in your head. So you keep those tabs open to remember things, and you're checking stuff. All that research is in your head, and it's hard to codify that research in the past. Now you can actually not just codify like you can actually codify how people think, which is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Now.
All right, Jen, share my screen. Jesse wants to see this happen in the browser in a mainstream AI tool, not in the terminal. Share my screen. So right when he said that, I just popped back over to my browser tab and I said, hey, use web research and fall to find out what the Olympic medal count is. Okay, cool. So the first article it downloads embeds the live chart as an image, so it couldn't read it, but it pulled in some other data and it built a table, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, let's make a cool visualization out of that data. So now, just like any AI agent can, because it has the data, because it has that link, it made a cool visualization showing the breakdown of the medals between different countries and all of that. This just while Jesse was talking for a couple minutes, it made this. And it made this. This is in my browser. This is on Claude.ai, but it's able to do this because we have this research. Now, some of the AI labs are working on tools like this as well, but what we have is access to this data from all over the world. So we can ask it, we can ask it things like find out, we're not going to sit there here and watch this run because it's going to take a while, what the Norwegian press is thinking about these Olympic results. And it's gonna be able to do that if I get an interesting answer back. So you saw it was already using web research. If I get an interesting answer back, I'll share my screen again. It could take a while though. It's probably going to take several turns of web research. But the great thing is once we build this as an insight stack, we can run this at our leisure and we update the insight stack when it's relevant. And you don't have to sit here and wait for it.
And you can just literally say, hey, Rocket will be smart to say, I'm going to continue this crawl every day. Olympics maybe want to even do it faster than that because there are events every day, every hour. And so that cool presentation, that little web app that Chris just made, that dashboard, it's not a one-time snapshot. It doesn't get stale if you reload it. As it's continually observing and monitoring and checking differences on many sites to keep that web app he just made with just human language fresh. And so when you check it again later in the next day, it all updates. And so you did not have to learn how to use the API. Didn't have to hire a developer to actually do what, use any scraper APIs out there. You don't have to know how to take all the files. When you scrape files, where do you store them?
So this is a real live web app, powered by the data that UpRock provided. So I can sort by totals as it would update. Now, because I didn't tell it how to do this and because this is just the web research and not an insight stack link, I'd actually have to tell it to hit web research again to get updated data. But this is the kind of thing you ask AI to do it. So if anybody sits there and goes, oh, well, if building a dashboard is easy, why don't you just build a dashboard for people? The answer is because they're stuck with our version and you're building an everything machine and there's a million different versions and everybody's use case is different. What matters is the data, and the agents really can make. I mean, this is actually a pretty nice little web app right here. And this isn't even a tool like Lovable that's like really good at this. I mean, like I can sort by total. So then it's in Norway, Italy, US, or by gold. It's Norway, US, and sort by A to Z. I don't know why it's still 1, 2, 3, but we could fix that.
Imagine you do something like this, but for your company, like for your business, you say, hey, I want you to hey Rocket, I want you to find all the CEOs or leads or business development persons on LinkedIn, find the top 100 that I should reach out to sell my product. Okay, something like that. It will go out and find it, and it'll find all the data, what's available, try to find as much as it can, and then it'll present that information as an insight stack, and it'll say, hey, this is probably not something you want to just do one time and stop, right? This is your business, so maybe I should probably try to find new leads every day, right? Not just one time, but you want it every day. And I'm going to get better at it as I go. So some sites might just go down one day and maybe they're not relevant over time. The crawl plan should be editable. Precision editing needs to be a part of it. And the other parts need to be durable and continue with versions and stuff like that. So you're getting from the same sources or when things change, etc. And now you have a lead generating machine with that insight stack. And you don't get a bunch of files that you have no idea what to do with and where you store them and then actually do something useful with them. Every AI now can just take that link That link includes the prompt, so it includes the context, which is this stack of data is for this human that wanted to get lead generation of all the CEOs in this category. Here's the crawl plan. Here's the sites that it's actually using, so I know how to replicate it, remix it if I need to. And here are all the links to all the scraped data. It's already stored for me. I don't have to waste tokens on crawling it twice. I don't have to waste tokens on analyzing it twice, and all that stuff. It's already done for me. I can just start transforming it into something more useful for whatever that human wants. So now you can say, hey, every morning I want to make a dashboard app and just present to me all the cool leads. Give me a summary of what you found. And then from there, why don't you start crafting emails, personalized emails for every lead that you found for me. And with webhooks and all that stuff, you can even extend that beyond with OpenClaw, actually sending those emails for you, etc. So it always comes down to quality data, quality web intelligence. From there, it unlocks so much more productivity and so much more better decision making, right? And so it's the infrastructure that is needed to power all this stuff. And this is why we're so excited about this knowledge abstraction layer, because it's really coming to fruition. Like, we're really so clear on exactly how to build it now, and exactly what the customers are, and the design of the product itself. Why we're so excited about this. Yeah. So
keep your eyes peeled, because on like we said, uprock.com, uprock.ai, and just any data like by this weekend or in the next few days.
Yeah,
it'll be a place for you to log in, see some things in action.
Yes.
Some of these things that Christopher's showing you that you've been talking about today. We've been talking about today. You can see it on soon.
Actually, even let me see if I can pull up. Maybe we'll show her one more thing.
If you want here, Jen, if you want to show really quick in case anybody's interested, because we talked about it, so we'll close the loop on this. So it dug through several sites. A couple of those I recognize. A couple of them I have no idea what they are, but presumably they're Norwegian sites. And it's the Klæbo show, and everybody knows it. Johannes Husflot Klæbo has won 7 Olympic golds, 2 at these games, et cetera, et cetera. So there's sprint drama, medal count, et cetera, et cetera. So it was able to use this and dig into it more. And this is also the kind of thing where as we improve insight stacks, you'd actually be able to say something like, hey, I want to do where one of my actual like golden use cases that we want to be able to show off is something like, hey, compare news coverage of this topic from 2 different countries and give me a daily report about that. That's always consistent. I can always access that link, so then I can build an app around that, just like we did with the medal counts or something else. So
yeah,
that's what we're launching. As you guys see, it works pretty well. It's all powered by the UpRock network. It's powered by you guys, by all of you. So so whoever's asking if we're still deep in, we're still deep in.
We're deep in. Deep in.
Are you deep in and out? We're in. So yeah, and what's cool about making an open source stacks, people can make private ones, but right now, every time you do these one snapshot research tools, you're eating tokens, you're wasting them. People are constantly scraping the same sites over and over again. It is the most inefficient way of doing things. It's because agents are using a tool, the search engine, which was designed for humans, to do things that are superhuman. And it's the most inefficient way of doing things. You really have to reinvent how agents and humans collaborate for discovery and recommendation building. And that's why insight stacks are far superior, because if someone wants to also create an Olympics dashboard for themselves, you can ask UpRock agent to do that same prompt. And because
I mean, we literally just did it. We didn't even plan to do it. That one was not, Jesse, when you were talking, I was like, okay, let's show the people how it can actually work in the kind of AI agents that everybody uses, not just the kind that are in the terminal like I use.
Yeah. And then that data will be available, is part of the kind of our index, our open source index. So you might see that stack and say, oh, cool, I like that. And someone already did it. You don't have
somebody already created a stack that has the medal count. I can instantly drop it into whatever I want to do.
Yeah, you don't have to waste your credits or any tokens on any of that. It's already pre-crawled, pre-structured, stored, all that stuff. You can just say, hey, I like this, but I don't want it in this format. I'm going to make something else with it. I want to put it in my WhatsApp group. I don't whatever.
Yeah, I want to build a Telegram bot for it, or I want to generate an infographic instead of a website or whatever.
Yeah,
so it's all
exactly.
Very powerful. Super powerful. All right, guys, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Let's finish up with some product updates. Christopher, well, since we're on the topic, there is the Maestro update. So head over to GitHub for that if you guys are interested.
You guys are GitHub inclined.
Yeah, if you're GitHub inclined, what do they call GitHubbers? GitHub folks.
No, there was, remember there was a whole scandal about GitHub and somebody said something about I know, I remember, but I'm not going to say it.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know. Oh,
somebody
okay.
was talking about dongles and somebody else had a very offended
Really?
reaction to that. Remember that? That was a couple years ago.
Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, go check that out on GitHub. And Christopher here, Jesse, you've been posting a lot of articles. But you've always
I've been posting a lot of code.
You've been posting a lot on X too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like no surprise, but Jesse doesn't, because Jesse posts on X a lot. But you had almost 10 years between your last post.
Now I'm like one a week. Yeah, because Jesse tells me post it on X.
There you go, check that out, guys. That's the Maestro update. Well, let's go into some mobile app updates. We've got a new update to Google Play, and also it was sent to the App Store, but I'm not sure if that's gone.
No, it went through.
Did it go through already?
Rika did today.
No, I mean, did it actually get
it's pretty
approved
instant.
already?
Yeah, cool. No, the App Store is, I think, pretty quick.
Yeah, so that's out. What does that include? It has some crawler updates in there, and an optional bypass of heavy task flag. So shout out to Reka, Elena, and Ridvan on getting these out. And you can see there we have a question mark. Well, we also in review for Apple. So I saw a question here asking Crypto Ed Africa. You were asking, is the app live on the App Store? And boy, is this a long story. I'll just give you the short bit of it. Yes, it was for a long time, but we have been in review purgatory. At this point, it's now review hell. But good news, the app is now back in review at the hands of the reviewers. So hopefully all goes well. We'll see it in test flight, and then we can publish it live.
Yep. We did update we also made some updates to the App Store listings, which should help with conversion rates, which is great because more people get excited about community, stronger DePIN. So you'll notice the App Store, and the Play Store, just the App Store listings pages have gotten better. So because there've been updates, better screenshots, better descriptions. So we hope all that will help the iOS reviewer understand what we're building better, and so hopefully it gets approved. So knock on wood, it's live by next live stream. We're feeling pretty good about the changes that they asked for. This has been
going on for like a few 5 months now. 4 months? 4 months.
It's pretty stupid.
It's crazy. Anyway, hopefully that gets solved soon. But we're very happy that's actually in review, not back and forth with the review team or compliance team. So anyway, that's going out soon. We also have an update to the desktop app. So release 17. Christopher, is this already out? This is updated. If you have the app installed, the desktop app, you'll get the
R17 is out. Yes, I pushed it on Tuesday, I think. Tuesday or yesterday. No, Tuesday, I think. I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday. So it's out. We saw it rolling out. There were a number of installs already by yesterday. Yeah, it was definitely Tuesday. And there's new jobs and new work going there as well. So that's great. As we're not going to do a huge update on that this week, but maybe in a couple of weeks we'll talk to these guys. But there's some big data collection tasks going on there as well.
Yes, very much so. And so so this release includes some for the crawling improvements for those jobs, and some fix some of the top crashes. So amongst other things. So go check that out. Go update if you are. I don't know. Have you been updated since the last 8 months? It has an auto updater. So when you open the app, or if you have the app running, you'll see a pop-up that says you got to update. So you have an auto updater. If you don't see an auto update, that means that you're running a very old version of the desktop app. And it would behoove you to go to UpRock.com and upload the latest version, because that does have the auto updater. So you'll never have to worry about that thought popping in your head, hey, am I up to date? And having to check. It will just do it for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the main thing for these two is because we do have customers for the crawler API. Like we said, we're focused on API, MCPs, and chat. And so the API side, we have some customers on that side of things. So you're gonna start seeing in your wallet transaction history more crawler jobs, which is great. So talking about DePIN full circle, those crawler jobs are all paid revenue, and that revenue goes to funding the token. So yeah.
Yep. So very excited for all of that. I think that that's what we've got so far. That's it for the product updates.
Yeah.
I think maybe we might. I mean, we did a lot today, guys.
Yeah, I think
we did a lot. In a couple hours, we got what, 3 demos? Well, actually, 3 showcases.
Couple more. Built a site with live data from the UpRock network.
Also, Sasha asked, "Could you recommend that that eSIM?" It was Rome. So
it's Rome. Yep.
Go to
Rome network. We're still working with them. We've got some stuff. So, as I think I mentioned last time, it's not going to be this month, but we got some stuff we're working on with Rome. And Spaceman asked a question about so how's the community get paid for that? So the way, so it is not, we are not launching it unlimited and free. Everybody who signs up gets a small allotment of free tokens, free credits, and then we are going to be having some great promotions for members of our community who want to use it, because this is what's great about this is no longer just a product for developers. Anybody can use this for whatever they want. I literally used it for doing a restaurant search, and so lots of people are going to be able to use this. And then, of course, for people who want more, they can pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And Girk is alive. Hey, Girk, great to see you here.
Girk is alive.
Ago, or was it a week ago?
Yeah.
So what's your weapon of choice?
Well, I mean, I just did 2 demos using Claude. I've been using Claude a lot lately because Claude Code is really, really good. But I actually tend to be, depending on what I'm doing, I'm a big fan of Gemini. Honestly, for models that you can host yourself, the Llama models are really, really good. And some of, Quen is also good. Quen has the advantage you can run it on a lot of laptops and stuff like that. And for certain jobs, having a more restricted model like that is not really a blocker. It actually works great. But I use different things. But I just did the demos in Claude because that's what I have in my terminal these days. That's my go-to tool in my terminal. So if you had to ask, if you said, "Hey, Chris, could you, there's something wrong with the front page of the website. Can you investigate why it looks weird in Safari real quick?" I would probably start up a Maestro container, because Maestro has the best integration with Claude, and have it go and research that for me and figure out, make some suggestions for fixes, have it start multiple other agents to review those changes, give me a report, and then send me a notification when it's all done so I can come and review it.
First suggestion would be stop using Safari.
Well,
yeah, the new Opus for Claude is actually pretty good. It just came out last week.
But you burned through your credits fast.
All of them, their memory is getting longer and longer, so it does. You can't hit your limits pretty quick.
Yes.
But yeah, I also, as Raz said here, it also can be, depending on the task. Sometimes it's great to actually have them all compete on something and see which is about, because sometimes they're very similar. A lot of times they have completely different takes on the same problem you're working on. That's how I did too. Yeah. Well, great.
All right, guys. Well, I think we should call it a week. What do you think?
Yeah,
I think so. Gosh, it must be like the sun must be about ready to rise for you guys.
Yeah.
It's 3:40.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 3:40.
The sun comes up here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna probably post the little the deck that I went through so people can see that again. And but then we're just gonna show it to you, because UpRock.ai will go live. On the next live stream, we'll go over the AI sitemaps, the UpRock Verify, all powered by Insight Stacks, and more. Just continually show you some of the use cases of how you can use Insight Stacks yourself. And so keep going with that. So we're also going to launch a creators program. So just like how Lovable and some of the vibe coding tools, they have a really awesome creator program. So if you have a channel, if you're a creator, if you like to create great content, if you're part of Super Team, this is going to be a great opportunity for you to earn rewards for creating great content, creating great insight stacks. If you want to create videos, you want to host a hackathon, we're willing to give out generous UpRock AI credits for your hackathon to give to your audience, things like that. So we're going to put up a creator program form pretty soon, and you can earn some really great content. You'll get early access to features too. So I know as a content creator, it's always exciting to build with the latest AI tools, and it's always great content for your channel. So we'd love for you to talk to us about that, and then we'll reward you with some really handsome AI credits. So UpRock AI credits, so you can build some cool stuff for your audience. Okay, and so you get early access as well. And there'll be an affiliate program in that too. So if anyone from your audience actually signs up, you can actually get paid as well. So that'd be pretty cool. So a lot of things are cooking, and this is the fruition of our DePIN network. Last year was about the network and the supply side. This year is about actually the demand side, and we're really just super clear on exactly what that is. And I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So UpRock.ai, bookmark it. It is coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Resistance is futile. It's here. All right. Very excited. Okay, guys. All right. We're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
Happy Thursday.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Next
time I see you guys, and Jesse, you see everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to be back on, on terra firma. We're going to be not living out of our suitcases anymore. Back in Seattle.
Small chance I might go to Mountain Down, but maybe just stay in Seattle. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to be back home.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Christopher, why don't you sign us off? You always have a nice...
As always, everyone, thanks for sharing your Thursday with us. We really appreciate it. I'm really excited for you guys to start installing the MCP. This has been building all of this. And the same thing when we realized, why didn't we just release an MCP with the basic crawl that just dumps a whole web page in? Because that's not what's going to be amazing. That's not what's going to keep you and your agents reaching for it. It has to be the research. It has to be the sweep. It has to be these tools that are incredibly powerful and repeatable, and that just you want to use. So if I'm not using it myself, or if it's not something that really changes my workflow, then it's not going to be something good enough for all of you. So it's good enough now. That's why we're releasing it, and there is a lot more coming. So it's been big. It's been a lot of changes, but I'm not joking. I'll read a message I told the team the other day after I got the latest version of web research working. And again, mad props to tons of people on the team. I've been working super hard on this. I literally said, dude, guys, I'm more excited about this than I have been in the last few months. This has finally come together. This is finally something that I feel proud. I sometimes tell people that a great demo is like a great magic trick. You have to sort of set it up and people wonder what's coming. And then when you deliver it, when the reveal happens, they go, wow.
Yeah.
And this, I hope it's felt this way to all of you, because to me, this feels like a wow. This isn't just another whatever. This is something really amazing. So
it's looking like a wow. You guys.
All right. Well, let's sign up with the UpRock going up, because we are shipping.
We are shipping.
Hey, everybody.
See y'all later.
See ya.
We're going up, going up. Rocket to the moon. UPT full blast zoom. On fire, building this network, taking it higher, deep in the game, we running the map, millions of devices, put us on the map, light speed dreams, powered by the crowd, every note stronger, hear it loud, UPT rising, breaking through the glass, rocket booster mode, full stash, we're going up. Rocket to the moon, PT full blast zoom. Zoom. From the block to the chain to the world we aim. Data in motion, fueling the flame. Insight stack, AI on deck. Future unlocked, cutting the check. Turn it up, let the engines roar. Every climb takes us more and more. No ceiling, no limit. Sky ain't enough. UpRock forever. We're built tough. We're going up, 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 up.